Hi, I'm Rachel Gray. Welcome to my cooking channel. My mom grew up in the South, so we grew up on some of the best of Southern cuisine, even though I'm from Wyoming. So today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorites, shrimp creole. So let's go over the ingredients we're going to need for this creole. We're going to need 1 green pepper, we're going to need 1 onion, and we're going to need 1.5 cups of celery. These 3 ingredients are known in Creole cuisine as the Trinity. Then we're going to need 1 quart of whole tomatoes that are peeled. And if you don't do your own canning, you can just use the canned tomatoes. Then we'll need 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of sugar, salt and pepper, 1/4 pound of bacon, and then of course we're going to need some shrimp. It's best if you don't buy shrimp that's already cooked. You can buy them in the bag or at the butcher, and they are raw shrimp. They usually come with the shell on them. If they're in the freezer section, you're gonna need to defrost them, and then I'll show you how to shell them. These shrimp are 16 to 20. That means there are 16 to 20 shrimp per pound. They're pretty big. You need about 3 cups of shrimp for this, and also we'll need a little bit of fresh lemon. And then this particular dish is served over rice, so we will need to cook some rice. And I'll show you how to put that together. The first thing I want to do with my shrimp is thaw them. I usually put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then they're basically thawed, but they still might have a little bit of ice on them. If you forget or you want to get rid of that ice, then just run them over under cold water for a little minute. It will melt the ice, and they thaw pretty quickly if they're all the way frozen. Back in the day, to peel the shrimp, I'd have to rip the legs off and then take the shell off and then slice it down the back. But they now make easy peel shrimp, and they really are easy to peel. You just grab the outsides and then hold on to the end of the tail and then take the shrimp out. It's easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel all my shrimp. And there, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and give my shrimp a little quick rinse. And then I'm going to pour them back in this bowl and put them in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use them. Now I'm going to prep my vegetables. I'm going to need 1.5 cups of celery, so I'm going to start with that. And once I have them in strips, I just dice them up. For my green pepper, I just cut down the side. That just leaves me left with the ribs and the seeds. And once I have them like this, then I'll just cut these into strips. I want them to be about the same size as my celery. Once they're in strips, I'm just gonna turn them and chop those too. And once those are diced, I'm gonna put those in a bowl as well. And then I'm gonna do my onion. I'm just gonna cut the top off and the bottom off. And then I'm going to slice it in half. And then I'm going to peel off that last outer layer. Clear that away. And then I'm just going to slice it up. And again, I want about the same size as the other vegetables. That way they'll all cook at the same time. And then I'm just going to slice it down almost to the end. That root end is going to help keep it together. And then I'm just going to slice down the other way. And then that way I have a nice chopped onion. A 1/2 pound of bacon is about 6 slices. So what we need for this is 1/4 pound, which is usually about 3 slices. So what I do is I just take the bacon, turn it into lardons, just cut it this way. So I've got some perfect little bacon crumbles. Lastly, I'm just going to take a lemon and slice it into a few slices. And then I'm going to set that aside for later. Now that we're ready to get cooking, the first thing I want to get going is my rice. So I've got a cup of rice here. You might want to do 1.5 cups. Maybe if you like more rice to sauce, but we're just going to do 1 cup. It turns into 3 cups cooked. And then 2 cups of water. Different rice has different ratios, water to rice. This one I'm using is a 2-to-1. Then go ahead and turn the flames on. Add just a little salt and bring that to a boil. Once your water is boiling, go ahead and turn down the heat, put a lid on it, and then let it steam for 20 minutes, and then your rice is done. For the shrimp creole, the first thing we want to do is fry our bacon. You want to turn it on a medium-high heat. Just kind of spread it out. Just give it a stir when it looks like it's starting to get a little brown. When it gets like crispy that I would like, kind of like this, and you get some big bubbles in the pan, I'll just turn off the heat. And then I'll just let that go ahead and finish cooking in the residual heat. Okay, I'm gonna take the bacon out with a slotted spoon because I want the grease still in the pan. I want about 4 tablespoons. That's about 1/4 cup. I'm going to use the bacon grease to fry my vegetables. So I can go ahead and put them all in at once. So I've got 1.5 cups of celery. I've got 1 green bell pepper. And I've got a medium onion. And I'm just gonna let those saute a little and sweat a little out. I've got the heat to a medium-low. And you see how I had those bits of bacon on the bottom? This is just gonna help deglaze the pan as they kind of cook down. So I just wanna cook those until they're soft, and I'm just gonna stir them occasionally. Once our vegetables have had a chance to get a little happy, we're gonna go ahead and add the tomatoes, and 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. I just use this tomato paste that's in a tube. I'm gonna stir that all together and just kind of break up the tomatoes just a little bit. And then I'm just gonna let this simmer for 30-40 minutes. It's been about 40 minutes. You'll see it's had a chance to just kind of reduce down. It's really beautiful. We're going to salt and pepper it now. I don't want to season it before I let it simmer because then I'll make it perfect and then it'll simmer down and then it'll be too salty. And also, you know, most Creole stuff is really hot. If you want some heat, I think my mom just kind of made this so that kids could eat it. But if you wanted some heat, you could put some in at this point. So now it's ready for our shrimp and our lemon slices. I'm gonna take 3 lemon slices and just tuck them in. And then I'm gonna add my shrimp. So my shrimp is raw. I'm just gonna push them down into the heat of the sauce. And they're gonna cook really fast. And they've just been in here a minute, and you can see that they're already starting to turn a little pink. Okay, my shrimp are done. You can see they've curled. See how they curl in the pan a little? And they're completely pink, and there's no gray left in them. You don't want to cook them too long because if you do, they get rubbery. So now that they're finished, we'll go ahead and take the lemon slices out, and then we'll put our reserved bacon. And our rice is finished, and now all we have to do is plate it. Okay, so the way I like to serve this, I take my rice and I put it on a platter. I like this oval platter for this particular thing, and I just kind of leave it empty in the middle. And then I'm gonna take my creole and spoon it into the middle. And you just put a few little lemon wedges on the side. And there you have it, shrimp creole. It's a Southern favorite that you can make in your own home anytime. You can find this recipe and over 200 other recipes on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Subscribing is free. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, hit the bell. Thanks for watching.